You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tonya Mazurek.
And welcome to SBA Today, sponsored by SBA Collective. For the week of June 1st, dear Lord, it's June. I am Paul Long.
And I'm Tonya Mazurek. And today we're going to talk about the new IBBA market pulse that came out. And then Paul is going to show us all how he is using and how to use AI to get questions, answers, and he's doing it today live. So this will be awesome. So anyway, we're going to jump into the IBBA.
Anything can happen in live, right?
Dude, every freaking show we've got something that happens live. It's like
Yeah,
that's when people don't like to do live because they're like, oh heck no.
Yeah,
Like, I don't blame you.
I just don't care.
Well, I think that's why Ray put the two of us together.
I think so too.
Between you and I, we're like, what?
Whatever.
What's coming out of our mouths. Anyway, all right. So the IBBA market pulse came out for Q1, and it's interesting because it has the adoption of AI on business valuations, and what it's asking is, are we going to see business valuations like Zillow, like a Zillow type evaluation? I don't think so.
Or I also, when I read a little bit on this too, it also goes into, let's say, for example, you're a plumbing business and you don't use AI. Does that affect your value? Or if you're a plumbing business and you use AI, does it affect your, like, it's interesting. And this chart that Madison, pull up that chart. If you have it, sorry, forgot to check with you on that. Throwing you under the bus, poor Madison.
Well, yeah.
Go over that, Tonya.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, so it's reporting the impact of AI adoption on business valuations, and you'll see the top one, 67%. They say no material impact at all. 67%. Okay. Too early to determine is 15%. Okay. That makes sense too. Slightly increasing value, 12%, and slightly decreasing value is only 3%. Okay.
You probably have a lot of questions on the last one, like I do. Slightly decreasing value. How does a tool like that decrease a value? I'd love to, like, shoot me a message. I would love to know an example on that.
Well, I don't know about the value in the valuation, but what about like maybe old school, like I don't know. Somebody thinks of it from an old school perspective that's not using AI and is fearful of AI or something like that, maybe, but I don't know what it's talking about.
Let's assume a daycare. Okay.
Yeah.
A daycare. How do they use AI? Well, do they use AI for their billing, communication with their clients, that kind of stuff? I would see that being something that would increase value because you have a little machine that's running, right?
100%.
A restaurant that uses AI. I'm struggling to get customers, social media. I don't know.
Maybe it's to look at, maybe it's just to give them, you're a tech nerdy or a numbers nerdy, right? Maybe it's just to throw in their numbers and see what the turn times are, or see what,
that's a good point.
The different plate cost or anything like that, or the times of day that seem to be the best option. They can put different employee numbers on, that type of thing. Maybe it's something.
But is that going to increase about business valuation? Like, I don't know.
I guess if they make more money because of it, then yeah, but no.
Well, then there you go, because that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. But anyway, AI is definitely part of the discussion, but it hasn't translated into value yet. Buyers want to understand how it's being used. No kidding, like we're just asking, right? But unless it's clearly improving margins or scalability, it's not changing the outcome. Well, that's again what we were just talking about.
God, we're smart.
Right? But it's right in front of us, just saying, guys. But I didn't see that, or I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, right now, fundamentals still carry the deal. And this is by Lisa Riley, which is the founder and CEO of Delta Business Advisors, LLC. So thank you for that. Anyway, I don't know if there's anything more on that. I just think it's an interesting subject, but I think all of these AI subjects these days are going to be interesting And there's a ton of opinions out there.
This entire podcast is AI. Tonya and I are plastic.
You know, I'm telling you guys, I'd be out on a boat doing my thing. Y'all would just.
That's true.
But how can you possibly AI this? I mean, this is.
Ooh, does that sound like a challenge for next week?
Fudge, no, I do not want that. Oh no, that's trippy.
Oh, okay.
I have not done that yet. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. I might freak out.
Well, you all know what I'm going to work on this week.
Yeah, he's going to be sending me something where I'm talking about who knows what, and I'm going to freak. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So SBA notice regarding prior loss waiver requirements. Under the new requirements, SBA may, on a case-by-case basis, allow an otherwise eligible small business applicant to receive an SBA loan, even when there is a prior loss to the government related to an individual or entity owner, as long as that entity or individual's ownership interest in the applicant concerned is non-controlling and represents less than 20% of the total ownership. Per the notice, to be considered for this waiver, the affected owner of the applicant concerned must, 1, have had an ownership interest of less than 20% in the business that caused the prior loss. 2, not have been a co-borrower or guarantor on the defaulted SBA loan. No kidding. And 3, not had any control over the business with the prior loss, which that's always the one that gets kind of a little tricky in the background. The prior loss waiver consideration will apply to loans receiving SBA loan numbers on or after June 1st, yesterday, 2026. The notice makes clear that SBA's waiver authority applies only to prior losses related to SBA loans. It does not apply to applicants or owners that defaulted on non-SBA loans or federally assisted financing, or to losses on PPP or EIDL loans. So anyway, but before I tell you anything about what my thoughts are on it, Paul, what do you think?
So I still think this is a character issue.
Yeah,
it still bothers me when I see a 19% owner. It will always bother me.
I love 19.99. It's my favorite.
Oh, absolutely. I'm okay at 15 and below, but anything between 15 and 20, I start to tweak. What are you trying to hide? Because this is the kind of stuff that happens. So, I mean, lenders, let's be prudent. Yeah. Let's do what's right. But I mean, I get it. Let's say there's a defaulted student loan from 20 years ago. Yeah. Is that gonna make it where I can't do an SBA loan? Yeah. I don't know. I have my opinions. I don't like it, but I also get it.
But that'll be something I talk about later. And I think that's kind of the difference that borrowers don't understand. And oftentimes many don't understand, which is there's the rules and there's the eligibility, but there's the common sense and maybe the credit decisioning, and they are not one and the same.
Common sense? What?
Yeah.
Do you know that word is not anywhere in the SOP? That shouldn't shock you. But
you mean the anyway.
Yep.
All right. So what stands out to me is the case by case, right? Because that's a good reminder in my mind, or whatever, that context matters. We talk all the time about underwriting not being purely formulaic, right? And this is another example of SBA leaving room for facts and circumstances, which is awesome. I think that's great. Not every minority owner is the villain in the movie, Paul. That there could be a different reason. I mean, I'm with you on this, but some people don't want it because of one reason or another, or maybe it's a spousal concern, or I don't know, right? There's other reasons that often do come into play, but that's where the human piece of it comes into play, that we're asking questions to find out what it is.
There's a story.
19% doesn't always freaking mean they're a villain. Just saying. Okay, but it does make you wonder. You think you should be digging in and doing more.
Dig, baby, dig.
In that department. Anyway, ownership and control aren't always the same thing, and this change recognizes that distinction. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth on that. Let's put this back on the screen so I can see you.
So last week, we talked about AI, and I have been working on some things, and I wanted to just show you my screen, show you how the cheese is made, and use it as a guide for you guys on what you could possibly do on that. Now,
Oh, I would not use how the
yes,
cheese is made, though, honey. No,
why?
because if I saw how the cheese was made, I would not eat cheese.
I didn't say hot dogs.
Oh, God. Okay, never mind. I
Thank you.
stand corrected.
Okay.
Cheese is better than hot dogs. Keep going.
Cheese is totally better than hot dogs. What are you talking about? So the thing is, I want to make sure AI is a tool, and I am sure in all of our institutions, they have all said the same thing, trust but verify when you use AI for anything at all. And also, please be very, very careful. Do not put PII, you all know what that means, the private information of your customers, into here. It's scary, so be careful. But there's a lot of things that AI can do to really help you be a better lender. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and here it is. Now, here's the thing. If you have absolutely free AI, this doesn't work. You have to pay for the Big Daddy Claude, or I use Copilot on this. Okay. So what I want to show you is how I've set this up, and you can do the same thing. So what you're doing is you're creating an agent. Okay. So within agent, and you're pretty much saying, okay, agent, I want you to do things within this box. Boop, boop. Okay. And now you're going to share the box. Okay. Now these are my instructions. Okay. Now I'm not going to read this to you. And maybe if you're good, I'll send it to you. If you send me a message on LinkedIn as a free gift. But yeah, no. This is how we see who our listeners are, by the way, too. But here's the thing, and AI actually created a lot of this, but what I'm doing on these instructions is I want to create a place that I can ask questions based on SOP, my institution's guidelines, any policy notices that change, any specific programs, etc. Okay, so this is my origination. I call this my SOP, my guide, and my pre-flight. Okay, so what you can do is you can upload into this section all of your files you want it to talk to. Okay, now you can say up here, do you want it to go search the internet too? Not necessarily, because can you trust everything that's on the internet?
Oh, no, it finds all kinds of crazy stuff.
Right. So I want it to stay within my agent ecosystem. Okay. So I uploaded all of the recent policy notices. I uploaded the SOP. Okay. Both of these here. I uploaded my internal guidance for my institution. There's nothing special. I mean, it's just how we do things. Our procedures are that kind of a thing. We have a written credit box. So it's here's the box. I uploaded the credit box so it can reference the credit box. Okay. And of course, the working capital pilot program guide, because we do some working capital pilot program. Okay. And I'm going to say, hey, you can create charts and graphs if I need to. You can create images, whatever. But you got to stay within this bubble AI. Okay. So now I can ask it questions. Okay. So I can say, okay, I want to check eligibility, or I maybe just want to ask a question. Okay. So and it's only looking at this information. So I'm going to put in, does a limited guarantor need to sign a 1919? Okay. Now, off the top of our head, no, they don't. Okay. We know that. Okay.
Really quick, if anybody's out there listening or on the chat right now, when he reads the question, if you got an answer, throw it in the chat so we can see.
Yeah, exactly.
Play along
So
with us.
let's see. Does a limited guarantor need to sign in 1919? Hit enter. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. By the way, if you're listening to this on audio or anything like that, this is probably not going to make sense. So I strongly recommend you looking at YouTube and LinkedIn where we have this. And wow, this is really taking oh, here we go.
Really quick, while it takes that long, did you see our producer just throws out there, this reminds me of a Willy Wonka episode.
That's right. Exactly. Beep, 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 beep.
Exactly. Good job, Adam.
So it's telling me the short answer is no. A limited guarantor does not need to sign in 1919 solely because they're a limited guarantor. And it tells you why and references where it got that information. Okay. Now, what's really cool in here is you can go in here and click on here, and it will take you to the exact place, either in the SOP, my policy, or wherever, where it got that information. Okay.
That's awesome.
So when a limited guarantee should, what is this? And so it shows everything and shows the resources of where it came in. Okay.
It's cool.
Pretty slick. Okay.
Pretty slick.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. For a business acquisition, a small loan under 350. Okay. The business cash flows at 1.15 times and above in historical periods. Okay. And in the interim. You guys get to see my spelling.
I was just fixing to say we get to see how fast the typer he is.
Thank God, AI does all that for me. Are projections required? Because really it is kind of silent on this. Okay. So let's see if it runs a little bit quicker than it did before. Now keep in mind, I mean, you think about all those data centers we're building everywhere across the United States. I'm sucking up that power, right? Okay. Short answer is
the data center.
No, projections are not required in this scenario. And it goes in for 7A small, used for business acquisition. SBA allows repayment ability demonstrated on historical or projected basis, provided the minimum DSCR is met. SBA does not mandate projections if historical performance already supports repayment ability. Now,
let me just say that does not mean you won't.
Correct. And welcome to the gray zone, right? This is a tool. Okay. Now, notice it pulled some of my guidance and it's saying, hey, this is what we do or we would do in this situation. Okay. And goes over this. Now, in a business acquisition under 350, all business acquisitions, I'm getting projections. Okay. That's the thing that you should do. But again, where does it say it? And it'll reference to me, and it references everything here. So,
just a quick question.
Look at this right here. It's optional, a credit judgment driven, not a policy mandate.
Who, Paul, would allow an acquisition without projections based on what that new owner is intending to do with the business?
Depending on how you read the SOP.
Well, I'm not. I know. I'm talking, I guess, experienced lenders out there.
Sense that we said that's not in the SOP.
Or sometimes in AI, which is what I like to bring up, it does not have that. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get you. I get you.
Yeah, that's the only thing that humans are still important. This is awesome. I'm loving this, Paul. Keep going. Sorry.
So, I just wanted to kind of show you, it's actually really easy to build this. It's super easy to build it. It's ridiculously easy to build it. Now, keep in mind, I'm not putting in PII information from the customer just because I don't fully trust AI yet with that. And I just don't want to. But think about the power that this has to help you guide questions. Now, are you going to go ahead and say, well, AI told me to do this SBA as I'm getting my liquidation package? It must be okay. You don't have a leg to stand on. Okay. And so continue to use the resources you have out there, but use this as a quick mental guide check. And man, it's I've used it for many things here recently.
Yeah.
There's a few times that I've had to tell it, you're wrong, AI, you're stupid. But again, it's a guide. This is the future. And I just wanted to share with you, and hopefully you all use that. So here we go.
Well, Paul, okay, so I just sent this to Paul this morning, and it's a little bit longer, so hopefully he can like type it in too. I just wanted to kind of get an idea.
What? There was another. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, that was the one that I sent. I don't know if you can copy and paste or you can just put it in there. But anyway, the question, do you see it?
Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. No. Business acquisition buyers, no direct experience. Identify the credit strengths.
Historical debt.
Additional information. Got. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So
we're going to try one more.
Let's see. Try one more. Boom. Thank God for copy and paste.
That's why I sent it to you.
Why don't you read it real quick so everyone's on the same page?
Yes. So the question is business acquisition request. Its buyer has no direct industry experience. Historical debt service coverage exceeds 1.25 times. Customer concentration is 35%. Seller is carrying a 15% note on full standby for the life of the loan. And key management is remaining after closing. So the thing that I wanted to find out, and you might want to throw this in there too, is identify the primary credit strengths and primary credit weaknesses, and what additional information would an experienced SBA lender want before making a recommendation. That would be like the question that I wanted you to kind of see what it would pull up there, Paul. If you want to copy.
Well, let's see it. It looks like that it's doing it. Below is how an experienced SBA lender would frame this. Wow. It even knows you, Tonya, through AI in this conversation. Strong demonstration. So it's saying, yes, it's above 1.25. So there's no problem there. Right. Cash flow is the primary source of repayment. Duh. Meaningful seller support. Talks about the 15% seller note on full standby and why that's a good thing. A lot of good credit write-up stuff in here. SBA requires lenders to analyze seller financing and standby agreements. Duh. Continuing the operations via key management. Key management remains during post-closing. You know what's interesting though?
What it doesn't talk about is the 12-month rule.
I was just going to say that. Exactly. So
that's what I was trying to see. What it comes back with that lenders know. It may not.
Correct. So that is interesting. SBA underwriters depth of management, customer concentration is 35%, change of ownership risk. I mean, and it's still going. God, it's usually a lot faster than this. It's probably because I'm at home and not in the office. But
that's kind of cool.
But again, it's answering your question. Now, is it answering it to the fullest extent? I am really hoping that let's see, under the detailed information transition plan. Yeah, nowhere does it say the 12 months. So again, uh-oh.
And that's where I wanted to get to. I was waiting to see what it was doing, because my big thing with this is I love the AI tools, right? I could utilize a heck of a lot more because I could use that for speed and whatnot to help with some of the things on the front end and just legit ways to find information quicker. I think it's going to be amazing. On where I'm getting at is the nuance between human thinking, right, and a computer thinking or whatever. So basically what I said, it comes to, it can find information faster, right? My concern with it is how people choose to use it. And what Paul's showing is how it finds the information. What I'm thinking is the replace human credit judgment,
right?
Or think it's the end all, right? Because it's the co-pilot. It is not the pilot. And correct. I think that's why it's even named co-pilot. But if you look out there, Paul, and I'm just going to kind of jump over to, let's just say LinkedIn post. Let's say LinkedIn post and LinkedIn freaking comments. It has gotten to where I'm like, is anybody thinking for themselves? Not everybody, right? But there's quite a few out there. My concern is those who use this appropriately, right? And use it as, a testing the waters, or, hey, what about this? Or what about this? But they have their own thoughts still intact. versus those who use it as their thoughts.
Correct.
Have you seen anybody put like comments even, dude, that you see?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of that. And you know that it's like the AI images. We all can scroll social media and be like, AI. Trump didn't say that. You know what I mean? Like things like that.
Oh, but it's getting pretty good where you have no
It's good. Don't get me wrong, but you again, common sense should not replace that. Now, just so you know, I did go ahead and I asked it another question, and I said, "Hey, can the owner stay on for 2 years?" And it gave me the full 12 months. Here's what you can do. Yes, you can. No, you can't. And so it's continuing from the previous conversation. So it's taking its answer and then dissecting it further. So again, AI is a cool tool. I just wanted to show you. But it's a tool. It does not replace you as a human being yet.
Well, and I think where we might run into some things too, Paul, is think about it. All the borrowers out there that want to use the AI tools to look up the information themselves for what can I get with this or what, you know what I mean? And then they look up, but they don't know the nuance behind it. So then they come to you and they're like, well, it says that I can get this and it says that I can do that. And you're sitting there going, but you can't, right? Exactly. I think that's where there could be some.
Is anything in there?
Push pull. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
And one last thing: if it gives you a wrong answer and you know it's a wrong answer, tell AI it's wrong, because it is a thinking thing. You are incorrect, or why? I probably should have said, why didn't you mention the 12-month rule in your answer?
Just do that real quick.
Why didn't you mention this in your original answer?
It picks up on bad spelling.
Yeah, it does. Thank God.
This is good. I like this.
Sorry, Paul. I'm a complete idiot. Oh. That's a fair question. No, that was Paul's comment. That is a fair question, and you might be right to call it out. Mm-hmm. The reason I didn't mention the seller limitation earlier is because it was not directly impacted by the facts of your original question. Well, here are its breakdown, and it tells you why it didn't do it. I mean,
but the thing is there is an impact, because let's say they thought they were going to stay on for a year and a half, and this was some agreement, and they liked it, and that was part of the whole thing, and they thought that. And then this doesn't bring it up, and you don't really know the rules yourself, or you don't know that next question to ask. You don't know how to dig deeper into, wait a minute. So anyway, that's cool. I like it. Thanks,
we can do this for another hour, but go for it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that wraps up today's show. Thank you for joining us today, Tuesday. We're going to be live next Tuesday again, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And come join us. Go to Polarize personal LinkedIn pages under Paul T. Long and or Tonya Mazurek if you would like to connect with us. If you have any questions, especially Paul on this one, man, if you want some more information on that AI, like he said, reach out to him and he can send you kind of the prompts and whatnot to use. I'm going to be reaching out, Paul. Anyway, go back to any of our past shows. We'd love to, to have you share this with any of your network if you think that it's valuable information and others would get some value from it. Anyway, join us next week. We know that you've got a lot of things you can be doing with your time, and we so appreciate you spending it with us.
You spend it with us.
Hey.
Is your life that bad? Oh.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys later.
See ya.